All right, everybody, it is Friday evening, just about 7 o'clock. We have a winter storm warning that has been placed in effect for all of northeast Kansas. It begins tomorrow, goes through Sunday. We will start off as ice on this storm for many folks, and then we will have heavy snow on top of that, very heavy snow, as a matter of fact, and this is something we don't see this very often around here. So check out the National Weather Service probabilities first of all. I've seen this map many times. I have not seen this kind of numbers very often. I don't remember these at all. 4 inches of snow or more, that's significant snow in this part of the nation. We don't see more than 3 or 4 snows of 4 inches per year. So this doesn't happen a lot. There's some years we don't see 4 inches of snow happen in any one event. So a 4 inches of snow or more is a big deal in the first place in this part of the nation. And we have 98 and 99% levels of confidence that we'll have at least that from the National Weather Service. So these numbers are huge. To see a 4 inch of snow event is a big deal. Look at this, 8 inches of snow. That's rare around here. I was looking yesterday at some of the stats as to how often we see 9 inches of snow or more. And on average, Topeka, in any location in the area really, but every year somebody gets a big snow, but not every year we all get one. So statistically, you have about a 1 per 5-year chance of seeing a 9-inch snow. That's about how often it happens. Going back in the records back to 1950, that's what I found for the calculations. About once every 5 years, most locations see at least 1 9-inch snow. The number is a little higher around Marysville, Concordia, but Topeka, Emporia, Ottawa, Lawrence, about once every twice a decade is how long you have 9 inches or more. So 80% or higher likelihood of an 8-inch snow. 12 inches of snow or more. This map, anytime I see the number on this map go above 10%, I go, wow, we might see a 12-inch snow. 10% would be a big deal. This map has a 50-50 shot of a foot of snow in areas like Holton, Hiawatha, Manhattan, and Salina, and it's 12 inches or more. Now, these maps specifically say, please note, not an exact total forecast map, but it's the trend, it's the statistics. It's just giving you an idea of what is possible and where and how likely it is these things could happen. So a foot of snow is in play for a big part of our area. Here's how it plays out. We'll go to 6 a.m. tomorrow in Supercast. This white line I have drawn on is really, we call the 850 millibar 0 Celsius line is what it is. What that means, more simply put, is kind of the lower levels of the clouds. I'm looking to see where the clouds are cold enough for precipitation to start off as rain or where it will start off as snow. So in this case, anything north of this white line, 6 a.m. tomorrow, should be cold enough for the clouds and surface to start as snow and end as snow. South of that white line, this area will be warm enough at cloud level to start off as rain and then hit the ground and either freeze into a glaze of freezing rain or come down as sleet pellets and bounce, and we have to drive on that. So the freezing rain glaze is the worst, but that line right there is a critical area where we'll see mostly snow. First we'll see ice during the day on Saturday, and then it changes to snow for everybody late Saturday night to Sunday. So here's how it looks. There's 11 a.m. tomorrow. Light freezing rain and sleet, areas south of that white line. North of the white line, Marysville, Concordia, probably coming down to snow. 6 p.m. tomorrow, Topeka, Emporia, Lawrence. This is not going to be fun to drive on. This will likely come down as freezing rain or sleet. I had somebody say they had plans to go to Kansas City tomorrow in the evening. If you were doing that, you may want to book a hotel. Driving back from Kansas City tomorrow in the evening would be, it wouldn't be fun. It could be dangerous. I'm not going to say you can't do it. I'm just saying I wouldn't do it. So tomorrow's kind of day that the later we get especially, you don't really want to be on the roads. Here's Sunday morning at 4 a.m. Now we're changing over to snow in areas like Manhattan, Clay Center, and Marysville. It should already be in snow. So it may be late Saturday night into Sunday morning before we see it change over to all snow in Topeka, Manhattan, Emporia. This may stay as all freezing rain and sleet until the early hours of Sunday morning. As Sunday rolls on, now it's all snow, and you can really see the low pressure area cranking up there over the eastern part of Oklahoma. But this is that fluffy snow. It's also very windy, with winds gusting 25 to 35 miles per hour, gusting 40 at times, as a matter of fact. So we'll have a freezing rain glaze on some of the tree branches in the area. Once you add in that strong wind on those branches that are now weighted down from the freezing rain, that causes a high likelihood of branches to break off If those branches hit power lines, now you've got big problems. The likelihood of having power outages is very high. There's the possibility of having fairly widespread power outages. We could have a lot of people without electricity by Sunday, and that problem could last into Monday. I can't even guess how long it could last, but this is going to be a problem. There'll be power crews out, no doubt, working on this situation, but I'm concerned that some folks could go without power for a while out of this. So Sunday at 6 p.m., now the snow starts to taper off before we get to midnight, and we'll have a bunch of closings on Monday. Already have at least one school that's closed for Monday in Junction City. I expect to see a lot of them closing. So here's the forecast. I'm going to go with 6 inches to a foot of snow for most of the area. I've seen some forecasts on YouTube and Facebook and everywhere else of 18 to 24 inches. There are wild numbers out there, people from all over the nation just kicking out numbers. And if you get a chance, whoever you're watching out there on Facebook or YouTube, just check and see if they have a meteorology degree. A lot of them don't. Really, your favorite people out there, set up a YouTube account in mom's basement. Some of them don't have degrees, guys, and haven't studied this, but they can put up a camera and a light and talk to you. And some of you are following some folks out there that, just check, just ask them. So to the south, 3 to 7 inches of snow for Burlington, Emporia, and the lower numbers of snow are because you're going to see more ice in that area. Emporia, Burlington, over to areas like Cottonwood Falls, Strong City, you'll see up to a ½ inch of ice. Areas to the north like Marysville, Seneca, Hiawatha. As I mentioned, on Saturday, you'll probably be in all snow. So you'll see very little ice accumulation up here, but the snow numbers are going to be higher. So that's what you get. You get more snow or more ice. Some places kind of a combination of the two. So on Sunday, if you still have electricity, it's a good day to stay inside. You can watch TV. It's a safety guidance at this point. But you can stay inside and watch the Bills versus Patriots from noon to about 3 on WIBW TV. I mean, you don't want to go out in this. A wind chill of -1. I'd love to take my kids sledding on Sunday, but with a wind chill of -1, that's pretty rough. So it's going to be extremely cold. And again, if the power stays on, you can watch ball games. The Chiefs play the Broncos on WIBW TV, 3:30 p.m. on Sunday, with wind chill values of 0 to about -5 by 8 p.m. Again, I do expect to see power outages. A combination of having an ice glaze plus these strong winds across the area is going to mean some power outages. Probably seeing that as a widespread issue, so be ready. You may have to go to a friend or family member's house on Sunday if it gets cold enough. The wind chill set on Monday morning is only -10. So Sunday all day, morning ice changing to heavy snow and 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts. We'll have some power outages. Monday morning, we're going to have a bunch of schools closed and a wind chill value of -10 as you wake up in the morning. So Sunday with the snow, again, the wind chill below 0 most of the day. The highest temperature all day is in the teens to low 20s. Monday morning, the snow is done, but the temperatures themselves are 0 to -5. So put yourself in this situation. You have the power out on Sunday, and it's this cold on Monday morning. This is going to be a problem for folks to stay warm here. So make sure that you're not putting yourself in danger. No fires in the house, those kind of things. So Monday's forecast highs only in the teens. We're not going to melt any snow or ice with that. Tuesday, high temperatures only in the teens. So after this snow and ice storm, many times with these, folks go out and buy a bunch of groceries, and the forecast shows that right after the snow, it actually warms up the next few days, so it's obviously not going to be something we're really pinned in the house for a long time. But Tuesday's highs are only in the teens. And as we check out the forecast, I'll take the 8-day forecast up here for you as well. We're expected to stay below freezing, not just through the storm, but all the way through the week up to next weekend. We could get above freezing next Saturday. So again, timing this out, the heaviest of the snow comes in really Saturday night into Sunday and ends before midnight of Sunday night, leaving us with those extreme wind chills on Monday morning. And let's check out the 8-day forecast. Again, it looks this way with those high temperatures in the teens a couple of days in a row. Morning lows in the single digits to below 0. This is the latest computer model data that just kicked those 8-day forecast numbers around a bit, with Monday's high of 13, Tuesday morning low of -4, and the high temperature again by next Saturday, finally getting back above freezing after a week below freezing. And after this major winter storm we're going to deal with this weekend. So stay warm, stay safe. We'll have updates tonight on 13 News at 10. I'll see you there.